Welcome to Karen Hope's 15 Minutes of Solid Inspiration YouTube channel. So, yesterday, we did our very first YouTube video for Karen Hope's 15 Minutes of Solid Inspiration weekly review. Now, that video was dedicated to, dedicating about 2 or 3 minutes of a review to each podcast episode of the week. This week, or last week, we started with episode 75 and we ended with episode 81. Now, I recorded episode 82 yesterday before I recorded the video, but we will start next week's Karen Hope's 15 Minutes of Solid Inspiration weekly review with episode 82. Now, 83 has already been produced and published, so check that out in the podcast links below in the description box. And today's episode was called Let It Shine, Let It Shine, Let It Shine. Right? Now, the reason why I'm recording right now is this. It's this. I have been writing on Facebook. So I'm first and foremost, I don't want to say first and foremost, but I am also an author, a published author too. And we'll talk about that in some future episodes. That's not the focus right now, but I will include the links in the podcast, box below, in the description box below, to let you know a little bit about that. What I want to talk about today is on Facebook for the last maybe 10 years, over a decade, I have been writing daily. I write in my dream journal and add a little things to my vision board, little sayings here and there to my vision board, which is, oh my God, I'm 30 years old by now. That vision will come true. It's on its way. But so what I'm going to do is, because this channel it's about inspiration. This channel is where inspiration grows inspiration. Right? I'm inspiring myself, and I hope to inspire you all too, as you all inspire me. Like I said, and I will continue to say, it is an awesome exchange of energy. I really like it. So this is what we're going to do. I'm going to every day share with you what I've posted on Facebook. It's just another another tidbit of inspiration that I would like to share on a daily basis. So what I'll do is, when I produce and publish each daily podcast episode, I will come to Facebook. I will make a short little video. It won't be as long as the one today, and because it's just an introduction, really. And then what we'll do is we will introduce the podcast. I will introduce the podcast for us to vibe on, and then I will talk a little bit about the inspiration I gave on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter. My daily thoughts, the thoughts I wake up with that are completely different from what I talk about in the podcast. They're never included. It's always something different. So why not include it on the YouTube channel, right? Okay, so that's what we're going to be doing. And thank you so much for those who joined me yesterday for my very first video of the weekly review. I want to be honest and say I hated it. I didn't like it. But I have to start somewhere. I'm going to tell you why I didn't like it. I don't wear too much makeup, and the first thing I thought is, oh my God, I'm 50, and oh my God, I've got wrinkles, and oh my God, I need to wear some makeup. And I ended up looking like I didn't like it. I didn't like the way I looked, because that's not how I look every day. This is about daily inspiration, and I should be myself. I shouldn't be trying to be anyone else. So from now on, I'm just going to be me. And that's what you're seeing today. It may even look different only because I don't have on makeup. It changes me completely. When I was younger, I would wear lipstick because I was trying to look older, but I'm 50. I think I'm good about looking older. So anyway, going forward, what I'm going to do is talk to you about what I wrote this morning on Facebook, and then we'll tie this all up, and I will see you again tomorrow. But This is what was on my mind today, and I wanted to share. Now, I believe there's no relationship between two people. Friendship, workship, any kind of bond. A loving bond, companionship. It could be, just a friend in an old folks home, those two friends that just love each other, they're each other's company, or even a marriage. Even a marriage applies. None of these relationships can truly grow if we hold ourselves back from that bond, from that potential life-altering bond, life-changing bond, and life-changing in a positive way. That's what we want it to be. Because not every relationship is going to work out. We know that. We've gone this far in life. We know not every relationship works out. We do, though. Relationship may not, but we work on that and we work it out, right? If we don't, then that energy that we were stuck in that bad relationship, or the one that we had to let go, that was vibing low, it ends up being what we would attract. We attract all of that every single time in every aspect of our life, every avenue of it. So, and it's especially when we remain so clever to think, that we have to protect ourselves, we have to guard ourselves, You think it's clever, but it keeps us from good and healthy bonds. That's not so smart. And those bonds just don't fall in our lap, so we do have to work on them. And we have to be smart enough to know that. And we have to work on ourselves. We have to be even smarter, the smartest, to know that. And then the rest is automatic. And that's just a wise thing to embrace and know. So when we stay guarded, y'all, only personalities meet. Personalities. And the essential core, the true authentic selves, the true authentic person that we are, it remains unearthed. Do you really dig that person that you see in your mind right now? Do you dig them? Then you need to dig and unearth yourself. We need to dig and unearth ourselves when we really dig a person. No matter what kind of good energy they're bringing into our life. Like I said, it could just be our neighbor, somebody we have coffee with every morning. It could be the love of our life, whatever it is. We have to be able to unearth ourselves, to be able to match whatever, to match whatever we expect to see in them as a friend. If we love them, we must be able to consider them a friend. It's a must. It is a must. It's essential. It's critical. It's vital. This is the truth, because only our mask is relatable and available. Do you want just a mask to be available? I don't. I do not. So we need to work on those things. We need to work on ourselves first, and then the rest comes. It's automatic. We have to be able to be a friend to ourselves before we can even attempt to call someone a friend or call ourselves being a friend to them. There's no way. And when we act that way, when we don't act like a friend to ourselves, excuse me, it's nerves. When we don't act like a friend to ourselves, there are 4 people in that relationship. Not two. 2 false people go on meeting and interacting, and we may be having fun too, right? Well, we think we are, seemingly. It's empty. Eventually, it gets to a point where something feels like it's missing, and that's your true self. It's their true self. And you know what? And those 2 people, the 2 real people, the 2 authentic people, they remain worlds apart. And that's so sad, because usually it's in the same room or just in the next room. We know that's the truth. So it's very important to build all our relationships with God first and foremost, because if we feel Him, then we can have that essence, and that's very important in a friendship. And work on our friendship bonds. It's necessary to include His will in all our relationship building, all of it. Even here, our relationship that we're building with each other, not even knowing each other, just long distance. really good social distancing too, but it's pretty powerful. And we're building a relationship right now. And you have to see the true me, and you have to understand the true you to be able to dig any of this. And when we do these things, we begin to understand more about our friends and the relationships we want to build, and how to be a good friend, and how to build a good relationship, to be a good friend and to get a good relationship, right? It's a good thought. It's a very good thought. And guess what it took to have this good thought? It took to be a good thought, right? So we're going to wrap up this video with that being said. You are a good thought. Be a good thought. These are good things. These are the things that help build our relationships. And when we think good about ourselves first, right? Include God in all of it. If God's not around, and it's not included, then it's not good. That's it. So, okay. So join me again tomorrow. I will have the update on tomorrow's podcast when it's ready and available for listening. We will have episode 84 available tomorrow, and then we'll wrap it up again with another discussing what I talked about on Facebook, a little bit more inspiration, so we can put some meat on these YouTube bones, right? And thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for commenting. Please subscribe and hit that notification button. Turn that pretty red to an even prettier gray. Okay? Thank you so much for tuning in to this channel where inspiration grows inspiration.